ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् सावधूतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेव श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश नमामि विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी ते नाम स्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेषाय शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशिकाय नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदाय कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता श्री राधा कांता सप्तकांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वमानव सुते देवी प्रणमामि। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 Ram. Close the door. Sound is coming. Close the door. Yes. Projector we have project some verses. There it's not there. Okay, laptop we can. Hare Krishna. We will try to briefly review about the little bit from the life of Srila Prabhupada. So next to Janmashtami Day is Srila Prabhupada appearance. So in spiritual life, it is the quality which attracts Krishna. The spiritual quality has the potency to attract the all attractive Krishna. And among those qualities, one of the very important quality is the quality of gratitude. Because gratitude is one quality by which one is able to hold what one receives. Without that, it's difficult to hold on to. रहने दीजिएगा। ये लैपटॉप में so we'll discuss briefly about the life of Srila Prabhupada in short. So Srila Prabhupada has started the movement at the age of 70. Prabhupada went to the West and started this worldwide movement. So we find in Srimad Bhagavatam that there has been a lot of anxiety about the welfare of the people of Kali Yuga. The Shankadi rishis are in anxiety, the Vyasdev is in anxiety that what will happen to the people of Kali Yuga. Because Kali Yuga is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy, it's the age of misconceptions like that. People are shifting from one misconception to another misconception. That is the age of Kali Yuga. And how the welfare of the people of Kali Yuga can happen, it has been a big concern for all the people, for all the 1,000 sages who are sitting. And Vyasdev, when he's reflecting on the qualities of people of Kali Yuga, how they will have short life and then short memory, short time span, then he's thinking how these people can be benefited like that. So there has been a lot of anxiety for benefiting the people of Kali Yuga. So in today's session in general, I want to stick a little more close in terms of what Srila Prabhupada has offered, because Srila Prabhupada has offered so many things to the whole world, but especially for the ISKCON devotee, what Srila Prabhupada has offered as we are connected to ISKCON. So when we think about, and it is important to think about and reflect what Srila Prabhupada has offered. One of the major reasons why we have to do it, because otherwise it's difficult to carry on. As we continue our journey in spiritual life, we find that the journey is not smooth always, and one has to go through many difficult times. In all those times, to carry on, one should have some internal connection of the heart, where the heart is grateful for what one has received. Otherwise, we find this is the age of where the relationships cannot carry on. So we find the relationships keeps breaking. So if we want to carry on with our relationship with Krishna and with Srila Prabhupada, it is very important to reflect on the gifts which he has offered. So when we reflect on the gifts, then it becomes really easy to carry on a journey in Krishna consciousness. So everyone likes gifts in this world, and to the degree the gifts are beneficial, one's appreciation for it increases with time even more. Every ceremony, it's an integral part of every Vedic ceremony, to receive and to offer gifts. From the time the child is born until the time he dies. Prabhupada started his ISKCON movement from that bookstore. The name of the bookstore was Matchless Gifts. That was a small storefront from which Prabhupada started the movement. So in the material world also we are receiving many gifts, but like you have seen that sometimes they pack multiple boxes, one inside other, and every box is wrapped with something like that. But material gifts are like multiple boxes packed within each other, and in the last box you find nothing. There is nothing. It's like that. But The spiritual gifts are very special because in spiritual gifts, there's not much attractive packing sometimes. But as you start using the gifts, you start understanding the value of those gifts, and it becomes more and more and more valuable for it. Like we find that the person, one who is chanting, when we are chanting, when we are reading, when we are hearing. So initially it appears like free and burdensome sometimes. But as one is doing and doing and doing, so the more years one spends, the more one is able to actually assess the value of those gifts. So I'll project one verse here. So this is the verse 4.22.47. In the laptop, 4.22.47. वेदावेस है इसमें. So Prathu Maharaj is speaking this verse to 4 Kumaras. So you can 4.22.47. So you can see this verse. Yadridrishi Bhagavato Gateratmavada एकांततो निगमिभिः प्रतिपादितानां दुष्यन्तदभ्रकरुणा सुकृतेन नित्यम् को नाम तत्प्रतिकरोति विनोदपात्रम्. If you want, you can show on the screen if somebody is having. Yeah. Read the translation. Okay, I'll read the translation. Voice will not. Prathu Maharaj continued. How can such persons who have rendered unlimited service by explaining the path of self-realization in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whose explanations are given for our enlightenment with complete conviction and Vedic evidence, can be repaid except by folded palms containing water for their satisfaction. Such great personalities can be satisfied only by their own activities, which are distributed amongst human society out of their unlimited mercy. So he is explaining, Prathu Maharaj is telling to these 4 Kumaras that you be satisfied because we cannot offer anything to you. Prabhupada writes in the purport, great personalities of the material world are very eager to render welfare service to human society. But no one can render better service than one who distributes the knowledge of spiritual realization in relation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All living entities are within the clutches of the illusory energy. Forgetting their real identity, they hover in material existence, transmigrating from one body to another in search of peaceful life. Since these living entities have very little knowledge of self-realization, they are not getting any relief, although they are very anxious to attain peace of mind and some substantial happiness. Saintly persons like Prahlad, Kumaras, Janak, Sukdev Goswami, and Kapil Dev, as well as the followers of such authorities as the Vaishnava Acharyas and their servants, can render a valuable service to humanity by disseminating knowledge of the relationship between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the living entity. Such knowledge is the perfect benediction for humanity. Knowledge of Krishna is such a great gift that it is impossible to repay the benefactor. Therefore, Prathu Maharaj requested the Kumaras to be satisfied by their own benevolent activities in delivering souls from the clutches of Maya. The king saw that there was no other way to satisfy them for their own exalted activities. The word Vinod can be divided into two parts, Vina and Udpatram, or can be understood as one word, Vinod which means joker. A joker's activities simply arouse laughter, and a person who tries to repay the spiritual master or the teacher of the transcendental message of Krishna become a laughing stock, just like a joker, because it's not possible to repay such a debt. The best friend and benefactor of all people is one who awakens humanity to its original Krishna consciousness. So this is a very important purport which we find. This is a very, very important purport, and many times it is being quoted, this purport of Srila Prabhupada, where Prabhupada explains about Prithu Maharaj is talking this verse to four Kumaras, that how this knowledge of Krishna consciousness is very important for a jiva, because the living entity is being transmigrating from one species to another species, one species to another species. And many people want to benefit, but they don't know how to actually benefit that way, the living entity. So the great acharyas who descend in this material world and who give this knowledge, which can actually change the course of living entity's life. Living entity has been moving in this life cycle of birth and death from time immemorial, and practically this cycle is unbreakable. Almost impossible for a jiva to get liberated from the sansar chakra. When Devuti, Kapil Dev is explaining to Mother Devuti in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and Mother Devuti is telling it seems like impossible that jiva can get out of this. And Kapil Dev says it's almost impossible, like that. It's not possible for a jiva to get out of this. So only when the great acharyas, they descend in this world, and by their mercy, they come and they teach the conditioned soul, because they know what is the way, how the conditioned souls can be liberated from this material world. So their depth on the living entity is very immense that way. Because whatever favors are done within the realm of material world, they cannot help a living entity for a long run. But when the great acharyas come and they do such things by which the living entity can revive their connection with Krishna and go back to Godhead. So in ISKCON itself, we find there are testimony of so many devotees going back to the spiritual world, like that. In the contemporary times itself, we find Prabhupada himself left the world in such a way, and Prabhupada's so many disciples, they left the world in such a way. So this, why it is important to hear about Srila Prabhupada, especially for us, those who are connected to ISKCON. It's very important to know who is our founder Acharya, how he has started the movement, how he grew the movement, what the principles he gave, like that. When we know the person, then the message of the person becomes more relevant. If we only know the message, but the message is divorced from the person, then it's not very much appealing. But when you know the person and then you hear the message of the person, then it becomes very appealing. So when we know Srila Prabhupada and then we read Srila Prabhupada books, and when we hear from Srila Prabhupada, then it makes a lot of sense. Because spiritual life is a very personal life. So all the people who are coming in parampara and who are transmitting the knowledge of parampara, because their hearts are linked. It's not an intellectual link that one is repeating like a parrot. Their hearts are linked. Like Sut Goswami, when he starts speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, when he start answering the questions of Shankadi Rishis, how he begins answering the questions of Shankadi Rishis. So first he is remembering Sukdev Goswami. Yasyanubhavam akila shrutisharam ekam adhyatma deepam atiti shatam tamondam samsarinam karunaya purana goyam tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam. So first he is remembering his spiritual master. And similarly, before Sukdev Goswami, before he starts speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, he is remembering Vyasdev. So this is a principle, because the hearts are linked. One is able to reflect on the mercy of his spiritual master, and that is why. So we find Srila Prabhupada life in Prabhupada Leelamrit, which is written by Satswarup Das Goswami Maharaj. So Prabhupada writes there that I never asked any question to my spiritual master except one, that how can I serve you? And as we see the life of Srila Prabhupada is the answer to this one question, that how can I serve you? And this is the meaning of gratitude in practical. That the person with having a grateful heart, his heart is always thinking, how can I serve you? Like that. So Prabhupada always tried to think like that. So Srila Prabhupada life, he was looking for a goal for which he wants to commit. And first meeting he met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave him a goal that go to West and preach in English language. And seeing the spotless character of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada was so touched, and in the first meeting he accepted him as a spiritual master in the heart. And from that time onwards, Prabhupada started thinking, how can I serve the mission of my spiritual master? Like that. So when we accept somebody as a spiritual master, then we try to assist him in his mission. So this ISKCON society, because Prabhupada took the words of his spiritual master so seriously and tried to serve it with all his might. And that's how everything else began. So as ISKCON devotees, first we should know that there are many, many books which are written about Srila Prabhupada, generally in voice devotees cover this. Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit, which is the first book which came with Satswarup Das Goswami Maharaj has written. And that book itself is very wonderful. Satswarup Das Maharaj has written it very beautifully. If you just read the name of the chapters of the book, of the sixth volume which Satswarup Maharaj has written, just by reading the name of the chapters itself will enlighten a consciousness very much. It is very important to read about Srila Prabhupada also. Very, very important. Because when we read about Srila Prabhupada, how Srila Prabhupada started the movement, and especially when we read Satswarup Maharaj Prabhupada Leelamrit, we can very detailed way he has explained what all struggles Srila Prabhupada has gone through in spreading Krishna consciousness. The first volume is Lifetime in Preparation. The first volume of Prabhupada Leelamrit itself. And as we find that as the time is progressing, many, many books are more coming on the life of Srila Prabhupada. It is said after sunset, the glory of sunshine becomes more evident. Similarly, as Prabhupada's disappearance, Prabhupada disappeared, many, many books are coming about Srila Prabhupada. Harishwari Prabhu has written Transcendental Diary, Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj has written Jai Srila Prabhupada. Burjan Prabhu has written My Glorious Master. And Vishaka Mataji has written one book on Srila Prabhupada. And Chasing the Rhinos. Who has written? Shyam Sundar, who has written Chasing the Rhinos with Swami. And Miracle on Second Avenue, written by Mukund Maharaj. Like that. So you find, and GVC has also Prabhupada's unique position. Many books being written about the life of Srila Prabhupada. So it is important for the devotees to read these books, because when we read these books, we read the account of how Srila Prabhupada spread the movement that way. So I will read something. This is one article, I think long back, where it gives introduction to Chaitanya Chandra has written one book, Movements That Made the Movement. That is a book written by Chaitanya Chandra. Movements That Made the Movement. So his way. So he writes in introduction, it's an astonishing story. If someone told you a story like this, you would not believe it. Here is a person, he's 70 years old, he's going to a country where he has never been before. He doesn't know anybody there. He has no money, he has no contacts, he has none of the things you would say that make for success. He is going to recruit people not on any systematic basis, but just picking up whomever he comes across, and he's going to give them responsibility for organizing a worldwide movement. You would say, what kind of program is this? But that's what Prabhupada has done. When Prabhupada was only 5-6 people were there, which were the members when Prabhupada was having this legal document of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And except Prabhupada, all other 4-5 people, they were hardly coming for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And none of them thought that it would go beyond the building where they were. Like that. And Prabhupada made it International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Only Prabhupada knew what's going to happen. None of them have any idea about it. So it's a good book, short book, which mentions about Prabhupada's life in short. So when we reflect on our own life, we can see, especially in ISKCON, some very special things which Prabhupada has offered us. Many of us has been born in India, and we have got a culture of Krishna consciousness. We at least knew about spiritual things. But despite all that, we will find that Prabhupada is a unique acharya, and now all around the world, the teachers from all the different traditions accept this. How Srila Prabhupada was empowered to spread this Krishna consciousness movement all across the globe. Without empowerment of Krishna, no one can do like this. So Prabhupada gave us the philosophy in a very unique way. So before coming to Krishna consciousness, also some of you might have read spiritual books. We have also read some spiritual books. And even somebody might have also read scriptures. But they were all like coded words that way. How to translate into practice, nobody gave that clarity. So we were reading the scriptures, if some people were, or reading the spiritual book, but how to practice it, there was no clear idea. Even in our Vaishnava Acharyas, we are reading now, at least from a couple of years, 4-5 years, we are reading different commentaries. We find the way Srila Prabhupada has written his books is very special. Like that. It's very, very special. which after reading Acharya's commentaries also it's not easy. You can understand the Sanskrit word meaning. What is the meaning of the word which is written in Sanskrit, how it is being applied. But how to apply it in practice, that is very unique. And Prabhupada repeatedly, many times, Prabhupada commented that I have not written these books, Krishna has written these books. That because it is such a appeal for a practical application like that. Without these books, it has been very difficult, even when we what to speak of other commentaries, even when we read Vaishnava Acharya's commentary, but they explain the detail, but when it comes to practice, there's not much talk about it. So Prabhupada took the pains of translating everything from Sanskrit to English and also took the pains of making it contemporary and practical for the devotees. And that is why Prabhupada says that these books are going to be the basis for next 10,000 years. And Prabhupada books, anybody who is reading Srila Prabhupada books will find that he immediately gets a desire to practice Krishna consciousness very seriously. It's a power of Srila Prabhupada books. That way. Very transformative books. The way Prabhupada has written these books, it's very, very elevating to the consciousness. And the simple books and the message is being repeated and emphasized in such clear and urgent way that no one can miss it. No one can miss after reading Srila Prabhupada books that what is the goal of life. Another beautiful thing we find that Prabhupada has redefined bhakti, especially in India where we are living. The paradigm of bhakti is very different, and people, everybody has the understanding, and bhakti means people think that some emotions like that. They think about emotions. And we find many people who are reciting katha, they cry tears. Sometimes people singing, they cry tears like that. Another thought people have about spiritual life is mysticism or magic. So we find people get very much attracted to mysticism. Prabhupada gave a definition of bhakti which everyone can practice and which can be a part of daily life, not occasional. Generally, concept of bhakti in India was for very short time and very occasionally. It's like, okay, on once in a month you can have puja of Satyanarayan, and those people are considered very religious, like that. And 5 minutes in morning, if somebody is giving and he's putting some agarbatti, then he is considered very, very spiritual. This is a definition in India generally, like that. And once in a year, Janmashtami, Nau Durga, they have the spiritual fervor. But Prabhupada gave altogether a very revolutionary definition of bhakti. He said, Bhakti is not a part of life, Bhakti is our life. And Bhakti is not about emotion, it's about practical dedication. Like that. Generally, the understanding is that those who want to do bhajan, then they cannot be in a practical sphere of life. And those who are in practical sphere of life, they cannot do bhajan like that. Because if you want to do bhajan, you have to leave samsar. And if you are in samsar, then you cannot do bhajan. And Prabhupada has established his temples in most of the cities, in the center of the cities. Like in Delhi, there are 12 temples. And you will find either the temple is in the center of the city or where the temple comes, the city shifts over there. That's how ISKCON temples are. Juhu you go, it's in the major places, all the Bollywood actors and all are nearby. So Chapati is also in the very prime location. Juhu is in the prime location. The Karga temple is in the prime location. In Delhi, east of Kailash, most of ISKCON temples are in the heart of the city. So such definition of bhakti no Acharya could actually give. That bhakti is a practical dedication. Practical dedication. where one can dedicate his life and 24 hours. It's not a separate life, it's a part of life. So, very beautiful definition of Bhakti Prabhupada gave. And like Sambandha, Avideya, and Prayojan, so the Sambandha is explained in the scriptures. The scriptures explain Sambandha. And the scriptures also talk about the Prayojan that way. And when it comes to Avideya, then scriptures also tell what is the process for attaining Prayojan. There is Gyan Marg, there is Karma Marg, there is Ashtanga Yoga, and there is Bhakti Marg. Prabhupada gave that clarity that how other margs are impractical. Before coming to Krishna consciousness, some of us, and now also you meet people, some people say we are doing meditation. They say we are doing meditation. So he is smoking cigarette and he is also doing meditation. They have no understanding actually what Ashtanga Yoga actually means. So they are getting cheated that way. 5,000 years back, personality like Arjuna, who is so sense controlled and Krishna is his friend, and he is considering meditation impractical. And Kali Yuga people are telling we are doing meditation like that. So it's nothing but actually they are getting cheated that way. And that's how people are getting cheated. And many of us are also getting cheated. Some people say we are doing meditation, we are doing dhyan, all that. And Prabhupada says it's all bogus. And one of the devotees, that's how he came to Krishna consciousness. One of the very senior devotee, now he is initiated devotee. He wanted to live a spiritual life. He is not having clear idea. He heard about meditation. And then he read one book like that. He went to library, he was reading one book on meditation. He spent hours, he could not understand anything. Then he took the book and put on the shelf. And as he put on the shelf, another book fell on him. And it was Srila Prabhupada's book. And the page which opened, the first line he read, and it was written, silent meditation is bogus. And it's impractical in this age of Kali Yuga. And then he thought maybe it's God's arrangement. The book itself fell on him. So this clarity of bhakti, that how bhakti has to be practiced, we can just see that how people were getting cheated. Just by worshipping the demigods, they were thinking, oh, this is puja, this is worship. Some people are just doing some rituals and they are thinking this is bhakti. Now, Prabhupada gave a very practical definition. Whom to worship, like that. It's not that everyone is God. The clarity about who is the object of worship, clarity about what is the process of worship, clarity about what mantra has to be chanted, like that. And practical dedication. Practical dedication. What is the dedication about spiritual life? That way. Now you find, it's very astonishing. We find that now before coming to Krishna consciousness, any of us also, we might have sometime visited temple. How much donation we would have given? Right? The people go to temple, they're looking for coins. Right? Where are the coins? Where in the crevices of the purse or somewhere? Where are the coins? Is it not? That way. Prabhupada spoke about such practical philosophy of practical dedication. Now you find people come to spiritual life, they offer everything. This is unheard of practically. Even the richest of the people you find, they, when they go to temple, because that is the understanding set in their mind. This is what we have to give to God. That way. Prabhupada told about practical dedication. So he redefined the bhakti, what bhakti means. That way. Prabhupada's gift is the 4 regulative principles, like that. Prabhupada went to West. Practically no person going to West has spoken so boldly about four regulative principles. And you know that British lord who came to Srila Prabhupada and he said, I want to become a Brahmana. Can I become? And Prabhupada said, yes, you can become. He said, what's the way? He said, just follow these four principles. He said, what are the four principles? He said, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. He said, it's impossible. That's our life. So you see, Prabhupada he went to such a country where this was a lifestyle. And that is why most of the yogis have compromised. They never gave this. And going there, Prabhupada gave these four regulative principles. What to speak of Westerners, even in India, nobody has been following. What to speak of the West, this principle. So this is Prabhupada's unique gift because according to Shastras, without following these principles, one cannot come to a human level of consciousness. Forget about being spiritual. One cannot come to human level of consciousness because they talk about the four principles of Dharma. When you follow that, then you can do something spiritual. So see how the people of the world were getting cheated, and even in India, how we were getting cheated. We are just unaware that what spiritual life is that way. So in India, many people have the desire to be spiritual sometimes, but they don't know the way because nobody gave that clarity. Nobody gave that clarity that you have to actually follow this, and this will help you. And if you don't follow this, then no question. And that one of the person came to Srila Prabhupada and he told that four principles are very heavy, which you are preaching in the West. You may compromise with one, at least no illicit sex, and you can have millions of followers. Instead of four, you make it three. And Prabhupada said, I cannot make it even 3.5. Four means it's four. I cannot change it. It's spiritual principle. That way. So Prabhupada has been a unique acharya who picked up people from the streets. He was so accommodative. He picked up people from the streets. At the same time, he did not compromise on the principles like that. He was so flexible in terms of how to administer Krishna consciousness. At the same time, he was so clear about which principles cannot be compromised. That way. So, because of this clarity, what Srila Prabhupada has offered us, we are able to practice Krishna consciousness to some degree. Now, after giving the process of bhakti, Prabhupada has also created a culture. There has been no understanding of temples like ISKCON temples, which we have. Now you go to temples somewhere like that. Most of the places you go in North India, the temples are very small. Somebody is throwing banana from behind on Shivji. Somebody is throwing bundi. It's like the deity are in a pathetic situation. If they have to appear, they will appear crying like that. There's no cleanliness standards being maintained like that. And what kind of pujaris? The pujaris are there who has nothing to do and materially he could not do anything. Who is the left out person, he is being made as a pujari there in most of the places. That's the pathetic situation in temples. And there are the holy places, dhams where Lord has performed pastimes. But the temples are generally like this. That in South India, there is a grandeur, at least. The grandeur is maintained. But Prabhupada is a unique contribution because temple is made for education. Temple is a school of learning. And that was Vedic culture. So Vedic culture, the fall down of Vedic culture happened because we stopped teaching people. Why? Because why we are chanting Hare Krishna? Why to practice spiritual life? If these questions does not have logical answers, the parent does not have logical answer, then why the children will follow? And that's what happened. That way. So Prabhupada has a very unique contribution of making the temples which are education based, where people have education, they have engagement. So Prabhupada started Srimad Bhagavatam classes, Bhagavad Gita classes. Even in India, how many of us understood what is written in Bhagavad Gita? Only Gita Sar we have read. जो हुआ अच्छा हुआ, जो हो रहा है अच्छा हो रहा है, and जो होगा वो अच्छा ही होगा. तो फिर कुछ करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. And Radha Govind Maharaj says it's bogus because it kills the principle of free will. If whatever has happened is already being good, and what's going to happen, in one way it is true. If we see from the spiritual perspective, but the people take it other way and they remain lazy. And the people became lazy on the name of spiritual life in India. The Prabhupada has nowhere written this conclusion. So that much about Bhagavad Gita we were knowing, and Prabhupada expanded. So such unique temples which Srila Prabhupada created. That way. It's learning hub. People get to learn what is life, what is spiritual life, and such specific culture inside the temple. Because without culture, any philosophy cannot be practiced. If you have philosophy, you do not have a culture. You become a speculator, you have nothing practical to do. Any philosophy you are giving, you need to have a culture where it can be practiced. So Prabhupada gave a very practical culture. You go to ISKCON temples and you find practically so amazing morning classes, there are evening classes, and there are kirtans that way. And very devotional. Everything is just fully centered around Krishna. There's no confusion that way. There's no confusion. Otherwise, in market and so many bhajans and so many tunes and but many of them does not fit in the tattva. And Prabhupada made a culture attractive and the pure culture, maintaining the purity and the attractiveness at the same time. In ISKCON temple, Hare Krishna tune only, in so many different tunes, Hare Krishna only, Hare Krishna mantra. In Vrindavan temple, 24 are kirtans, Hare Krishna only, in so many tunes. And people never find such kirtans anywhere. Anywhere. And many times we find, like in Janmashtami also we invited some singers and all. But nothing matches Hare Krishna. No matter how good the singer is and all, but the devotional appeal which when the devotees sing, who have dedicated their lives for Krishna, it's totally different. So such attractive culture Srila Prabhupada gave. And such worship of the deities inside the temple. Like that. Nowhere people, you will find all around in India and abroad, many rich people are there and they have opened many big temples. Like that. Once in a year at the most they are changing the dress of the deity. Like that. Once in a year at the most, and 3 times in ISKCON temple you find 6 times the bhogas are being offered, the details of bhoga are mentioned like that, and the dresses are being changed like that. So costly, expensive and attractive dresses that way. Nowhere people take such details into consideration. Because Prabhupada wanted to establish that this is what bhakti means, and that is why Prabhupada redefined this word bhakti as devotional service. It's a service, it's not just a sentiment. Sentiment is always involved, but practically it's a service which is being offered, which clearly people can see like that. To serve one set of deities, at least 3-4 pujaris are required. According to deity ministry, 10 pujaris. Like that. To serve one deity is not easy. So that's how Prabhupada established a very practical culture where people can come, they can experience what spiritual life is, they can get touched by transcendental sound vibration of the kirtan, they can take darshan of the deities, like that. They can honor prasadam of the lordships. Even offering of prasadam, you will find very rare that people are offering properly prasadam even in the temples, many places. There's no mantra, tantra, mudra, nothing they use, hardly. You go, they show, they take, like that. So even offering of prasadam, these concepts have not been there. So Prabhupada is a very unique acharya. We find that by by in by inserting these small things, huh? Prabhupada has given us a life which is very special and unique, like that. Prabhupada has stopped even tea and coffee, like that, which even Brahmanas of India must have been drinking, like that. So Prabhupada books are special. The culture which Prabhupada gave is very special. And also clarity, Prabhupada's clarity about some principles to be followed. Like Prabhupada coined this term sense gratification, like that. Prabhupada coined this term devotional service. Prabhupada's statement, if somebody thinks he can practice devotional service without the association of devotee, he's insane. This Prabhupada statement. If somebody thinks he can practice devotional service without the association of devotee, he's insane. And we have to understand we cannot go beyond the words of acharyas. So many people are in the foolish notion sometimes. They think that I can practice devotional service. Anywhere I can practice devotional service. They don't feel like the need to be in association of devotees. But it's practically not possible to practice quality devotional service without association of devotees. And Prabhupada has given it. Prabhupada has repeatedly told it in his purports. So Prabhupada writes in the purport of NOI 4, Dadati Pratigranati. This society of this International Society of Krishna Consciousness is being created to facilitate these 6 loving exchanges, where devotees can come together and they can discuss about Krishna, like that. And association means discussing about Krishna consciousness, like that. So this unique paradigm of association, very special, as Rishabh was sharing yesterday, suffering. Previously, association, like people would consider love matra sadhu sangh. So they would think it's already written in Shastra, love mat, that much only you have to take. If you take more, it will become overdose, like that. And generally, this is the conception that people, when they come to temple, general people, how they would come monthly or they would come yearly, many will come. Janmashtami. Janmashtami, they come and they think we are coming regularly on Janmashtami, like that. And then sometimes they go to meet spiritual master and they say, Guru Purnima, they go to meet spiritual master, like that. And is there any teaching? No teaching, like that. The sadhu sang itself means there has to be Krishna Katha, like that. But in the many organizations in general, it's like Ashirvad. The concept of Ashirvad is more prominent, where they're just looking for Ashirvad. You just give Ashirvad, don't speak anything, just give Ashirvad. That's it. And we were invited in one program recently, and they called us and they told we have become purified. Maharajas have appeared, like that. Our land has become purified. And then I was there, few more devotees were there. And then they told us, after that, your slot will come. Till that, some performance we have. And they were playing movie songs or movie performances were there. Movie dances. And I was not knowing the detail. So I also was there with the devotee who organized it. And that when we came then when our turn came and all, so then the organizer, he said, but the time is very less. The time we have is very, because many other performances are also waiting. All material things. That way. So their understanding is sadhu should only give ashirvad. That's right. Prabhupada created a culture of association. what the association means. Because association can change life. Association is a singular most powerful factor which influences our life more than anything else. We need to be with devotees. We need to spend time with devotees. We need to discuss with devotees. Prabhupada gave that culture. Otherwise, people are not knowing about it like that. They thought, and that is why you see, if you see the what we say, the dwell time of the people in temples, or no, dwell time of the people in front of the deities, it will not cross 10 seconds also. That way. अगर उसको रिकॉर्ड किया जाए स्टॉप वॉच लगा के कि व्यक्ति जब टेम्पल में जाता है किसी भी टेम्पल में उस टेम्पल से निकलता है कितने टाइम तक रहा है व्यक्ति टेम्पल में हाँ 1-2 मिनट से ज्यादा रुकता नहीं है व्यक्ति ज्यादा ये अनलेस उसके लाइफ में बहुत बड़ी ट्रेजेडी हो गई है ये Prabhupada created a culture of association where we have to spend time with the devotee. We should regularly come. We should be devoted. Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. This culture has not been there that way. So with these things, Prabhupada actually offered us the life transforming, very special gift of devotional service. With all these things, by the association with the books, with the deities, with the culture, that. Another very special thing we find Prabhupada gave us by giving us ISKCON is creating a diverse engagement for the people that way. So in most of the traditional ways, there was no engagement for the people who are coming to temple. So they were not able to stay. They were thinking what to do. That way. There's no idea. Prabhupada was so expert in connecting because preacher means who knows how to connect people with Krishna. In one of the Vyas Puja of Radhanath Maharaj, Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj was giving offering. And the whole offering was, he told Maharaj that Maharaj, you are an expert preacher. And then he was elaborating on that. Preacher means who can connect people's heart to Krishna. And we find Srila Prabhupada, how he did it like that. And how he created the gems of devotees. When Shyam Sundar Prabhu came, he was a carpenter. Like that. And Prabhupada told him, you make Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra carts. And Hagri Prabhu was an editor, English editor. And Prabhupada gave him the service of editing Srimad Bhagavatam. Like that. And Gaur Govind Maharaj, first time he came to meet Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada asked, from which place you are? He said, from Odisha. Prabhupada said, can you translate my books in Odisha? So then he told, okay, you read. Back to Garud magazine was there, Bhagavad Darshan. He told, this page you read and translate in Odisha. And he translated. Prabhupada said, you are a good one. You can translate my books in Odisha. Lifetime service. Like that. Similarly, Bhakti Charu Maharaj gave a service of translating books in Bengal. That way. So how Prabhupada engaged devotees with all the different. One person was a thief. He came to meet Srila Prabhupada, but he was a thief. And thief has a habit of, those who are thieves, they have a habit of night outs. They don't get sleep in night. They sleep in day. So he's not getting sleep in night. Prabhupada said, okay, Prabhupada was getting up at 12 o'clock in night, midnight, and translating books. Prabhupada said, when I'm translating books, in between the dogs are barking. So I am typing, in between the dog's bark is coming between that sound. So you take a stick and your service is, you keep the street dogs away. Like that. So how Prabhupada has engaged people, what was the compassion of Srila Prabhupada to engage people in Krishna consciousness? Like that. And how much pains Prabhupada took, we find these pictures. The pictures of ISKCON are the best pictures of the Lordships available. I was traveling, there was in one auto, they made a photo of Lord Shiva, big biceps. And I was traveling with one devotee. He told it's a very famous picture of Shiva from long time. It is. Hmm? Very big biceps Lord Shiva has, and he also has mustache and all that. What conceptions people have. You find the way Prabhupada, because, and these pictures are drawn by Western devotees. This is the power of a pure devotee and Acharya. He can, Prabhupada told to Shyam Sundarpur, life is like a wood. And if you can carve Krishna out of it, that's the success of your life. How pure devotee can take out the best of from everyone like that. So we find that Jadurani Mataji, Govindasi Mataji, they have made this painting. These Westerners have not seen Krishna and Radha, and they have not seen anything. They have not seen the deities. They have not heard about it like that. And how Prabhupada encouraged, and like Jadurani Mataji made one painting. So once they made photo of Krishna with biceps, and then Krishna told, oh, Prabhupada told that, oh, Krishna does not need biceps. That's how Prabhupada has to correct it every step practically. There is one volume in Prabhupada Leelamrit, only he could lead them. That is the title of the volume. Only he could lead them. One time Jadurani Mataji made one painting and Krishna was there and Radharani was there. But Radharani's garland was on another side. Krishna is there, Radharani is there, garland on the other side. And Prabhupada called her. And Prabhupada said, what is this? So she asked what? And Prabhupada said, Radharani garland on another side. Does Radharani have another boyfriend? So she felt little down. She thought that I made a very big mistake. But then Prabhupada appreciated. Prabhupada said, maybe you made a good painting. She's giving garland to you. So Prabhupada, the way Prabhupada engaged devotees in in Krishna consciousness, in very, very, very amazing way, Prabhupada engaged. So person has been a painter, somebody, and that's why Prabhupada Kirtan, all kind of musicians would come like that. So this is another beauty, the way Prabhupada has created ISKCON, that Prabhupada created practically engagement for everyone. For children, there is engagement. For a person with a young mind, there is engagement. For those who are intellectual, there is engagement. Prabhupada created Bhaktivedanta Institute of Scientists, BI. And those who are devotional, there are engagement like that. Practically for all levels, there are engagement for people in Krishna consciousness like that. So very, very unique life of Srila Prabhupada, that how he created such a wonderful society where we are living, people's lives have been transformed practically all around the world. So many people are there. Now practically any country you go, you will get ISKCON devotees. Prabhupada, when he was there on the planet itself, he established 108 temples. So, and any temple you visit, any country you visit, you can get devotees like that from Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, from such countries to China, Russia, everywhere. That way. So very unique how Srila Prabhupada offered us this so many things that way. And as we think about it, as we practice devotional service, it's very vital that we are grateful to Srila Prabhupada for offering us all this. Without gratitude, it becomes difficult to value what someone has offered that way. While living in the life of Kali Yuga, if we just remove these gifts from our life, we find life will be no better than the life of animals, practically. Is it not? If we just subtract all these things. Prabhupada gave us the unique morning program, the Aarti of Acharyas and everywhere. Most of the places, even till now, in most of the places, South India, they have some understanding, they take something from the scripture. Otherwise, most of the places, You find even the artis which they are doing, many of them are locking, they're not very bona fide, which is written in the Shastras. That Prabhupada gave us a very specific, unique morning program, chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, like that. So, anyways, why I've been speaking about some of these things and unlimited more things, how Prabhupada has, what Srila Prabhupada has offered us. One reason is it is very important to recommit ourselves and try to see that Prabhupada has gifted us with this mission, which can make our life beautiful. If we connect to the mission of Srila Prabhupada, then life becomes very beautiful. Second thing is, when we receive a very precious gift, it's very important responsibility to use it and to expand it. Example comes in Ramayana of Bharat. So Lord Ram didn't wanted a kingdom. Bharat also didn't wanted a kingdom. But after their after their loving argument, it was decided that Bharat has to rule. Bharat took the responsibility without taking any facility of being the king. After 14 years, when Lord Ram came, like that, he returned to Lord Ram 10 times. The point is, if we are grateful for what is being offered, if we value the gift, then at least we should use the gift. That is the first thing which we can do. We have to use the gift like that. We have to read the books which Srila Prabhupada has given. We have to value the morning program which Srila Prabhupada has given. Like that. We have to follow strictly the principles, four regulative principles which Srila Prabhupada has given. Like that. Because this is what the gratitude and practical application. And second thing is, we have to distribute the gift. We have to see that how we can help others to get connected. Because those who are not in connection with devotees in spiritual process, they are living a very, very miserable life. Because the pain of being separation from Krishna is the most excruciating pain in this world, which all those people must be experiencing. So we have to distribute the gift which Srila Prabhupada has given, like that. So it's a very wonderful opportunity, because using the gift is also a very beautiful thing. And when we get the mission of distributing Srila Prabhupada's message to others, both things are very beautiful. Srila Prabhupada's one letter is there. When Prabhupada was in his last times and he was in Vrindavan, and the devotees spoke about, I am forgetting the name of Maharaj, it's Maharaj. And many devotees came from all around the world, and then some devotees spoke that Prabhupada, big letter, Prabhupada, we love you, we don't want to leave you. And many devotees told like this. And there Prabhupada told this statement: your love will be seen by how much you cooperate to carry on this mission when I leave. It's a big letter. Prabhupada told, your love will be seen how much you cooperate to carry on this mission when I leave. That way. So this is second important thing which we have, which Prabhupada has taken extreme pains to distribute this message of Krishna consciousness. And because of Prabhupada's mercy, the mercy of Prabhupada's disciples, we are getting benefited. And that's how we can serve. Actually, without a spiritual role, life remains meaningless and also tasteless, both ways. There is no rasa and there is no meaning. both ways. But when we have a goal, then we get a meaning. And when we get absorbed in the goal, then we get taste. And this is what people are looking for actually in life. People are actually not working for money. They are not working for name and fame and all these things. Actually, they want to have a rasa. Everybody want to taste some rasa, the pleasure. So there is mundane rasa and there is spiritual rasa. So mundane rasa is chapal. So it is flickering and it is temporary. It can anytime. It goes away. It doesn't stay. That way. So because they want rasa, that is why people are working. So when one gets connected to spiritual life, one gets the goal also and the taste also. So when we get a worthy goal in life, then life is worth living for. And when we get absorbed in pursuing that goal, then we get taste. So Prabhupada has gifted us with both. He has gifted us with both. The meaning and the taste by which we can make our life very, very beautiful. So you all can get time, if you get time, you can read Prabhupada Lilamrit. Those of you who have not read, who have read, can go, even if you just go through the name of the chapters itself, because many of you might have heard many things about Srila Prabhupada, you will get a glimpse. If you just read the chapters of Prabhupada Lilamrit volumes, you will get a glimpse what Prabhupada has done, what kind of miracle he has done. And it is very good. It is very good because when we know about the person who has established the movement, who has created such revolution in the lives of the people like that, how he went through the journey, and to the degree the thoughts about that person are there in the mind, it's very elevating and it creates an appeal in the heart to apply his message which he has given. That it's very important to know about Srila Prabhupada's life, especially for devotees who are there in the ISKCON. It's very, very important. We should know the life of Srila Prabhupada that way. So, anyway, these are some of the thoughts. All of you also must have many wonderful things. The point is, it is important to reflect and also write on these special. Generally, that next day of Janmashtami is a very packed day because Janmashtami is still 12 o'clock, and by the time you wind up things, it becomes 4 o'clock, and next day Mangalarti. And next day only is Prabhupada's appearance. But we can take out some time to reflect, and also we should write. Without writing, the thoughts do not deeply register in the mind that way. Because to the degree there are some soft and grateful feelings for some spiritual personalities, it becomes easy to practice spiritual life because gratefulness establishes the connection. And who carries on in spiritual life? One who is connected. You will find this, it's a very simple principle. Even a person in voice life, my observation, you all might have also your observation. You will find if some devotee is connected to even one devotee properly, I am not talking about a pure devotee, even one devotee is connected properly. Generally, that devotee may face difficulty, but he will not leave spiritual life. But if in some devotee's life there is no devotee, then even if that person is little strong in sadhana, he cannot carry on. Because the moment some problem comes, he leaves that way. So if somebody is connected, then somehow he stays on. Depends on his sincerity, he continues on spiritual life. If somebody is connected to somebody, there is a lot of power in connection. The example is given of like a tree is there, and in that tree so many, practically millions of leaves in a tree. And you water the root all the millions of leaves are green. Now, the moment you separate a leaf from the connection, it is there in some branch or wherever the leaf is there. If you remove the connection, if you remove the leaf from that branch or that wherever it is there, then what happens? After some time, from green it becomes yellow, from yellow it becomes brown, from brown it becomes like crumble, and then it just vanishes. That so that is how in our spiritual life also, if the connection remains strong that way, then the person feels nourished. And one who is nourished, then he is able to offer nourishment to others also. That's how it happens, generally the flow. So when we feel connected to Parampara, we feel connected to Srila Prabhupada, we feel connected to devotees, we feel connected to spiritual master, then we are internally nourished. And when we are nourished, then we are willing to take steps to serve others. Because it's a natural byproduct of a nourished heart that he wants to offer. That way. Prabhupada met his spiritual master very less, but his heart was very much connected to his spiritual master. And because his heart was connected to his spiritual master, Prabhupada could offer such a wonderful service like that. So all of us individually, we have to see and check. And that is why these days are important, whom we are connected to. Now people become fan of some movie star, some sports star, or some other stars. How much they think about them, they are mad about them, they are watching movies about them, they know all details about them. So their hearts get connected in that direction. That way. So that is why for us, actually, for us, it's important eventually to know about acharyas also, who have been very pioneer, Rup Goswami, six Goswamis. But at least to begin with Srila Prabhupada. Very important. We know about the life of Srila Prabhupada, reflect on how he has done things, and we feel that connection with Srila Prabhupada that way. So thank you very much, all of you, for your patient listening. So please take out some time to reflect on what all Srila Prabhupada has offered us and how we can do something to please that personality like that. Because that is the success of life, to offer something. So you can read this purport again, which we have played it from 4th canto, 22nd chapter, which was 37, 27, 47, 4th canto, 22nd chapter, 47 verse. It's written by, it's told by Prithu Maharaj. We can never repay such personalities who gave the spiritual knowledge, changed the direction of life. And if somebody thinks I can repay, Vinod Patram, he's a laughing stock. It's like a joker in English. He only becomes a laughing stock because we can never repay. But we should try our best to do something for them who has done so much that way. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada ki.